So guys, in my last video, I made a promise to you people that I will be coming out with new videos every single week discussing different topics related to IELTS preparation and many more things. And I'm glad that I have made good on that promise. So today, I'm back again with another video where I'm going to talk about a common problem faced by students preparing for their IELTS exam. And the problem is lack of ideas or running out of ideas. Now, this is a very common problem and even I faced it back in the day when I was preparing for my IELTS exam, and I know how to deal with this problem. So in this video, you are going to learn what to do about this problem and why does this happen in the first place. And if that sounds interesting, please watch this video till the very end. So now that you know the agenda for today's video, which is lack of ideas or running out of ideas, now let's talk about why you face this problem in the first place. Well, it could be because of you getting nervous, right? Or maybe you are overthinking, you're thinking too much about certain things, right? Or you are being perfectionist, right? You want to provide the perfect answer to that question that examiner might have asked you, right? You are going down the rabbit hole in the search of perfect answer, perfect phrase or perfect word. Or this could be because of रट्टा, right? रट्टा आपने रट्टा मारा था, रट्टा आप गए हो भूल और अब आपको कुछ भी सूझ नहीं रहा. If that sounds familiar, if that sounds like you, now let's move to the next part of this video, where I am going to walk you through 3 different kind of problems that you might face in your speaking exam, right? And how you are going to deal with each of these scenarios if you face them in your cue card or maybe in your introductory as well as follow-ups part. Let's talk about the case 1, where you were talking about something, right? And everything was going great. And all of a sudden, you're not able to find that right word or right phrase to describe something. Let's say this happens to be onion. आप किसी रेसिपी के बारे में बात कर रहे हो, आप किसी कुजीन के बारे में बात कर रहे हो और वहां पे आपको अनियन को डिस्क्राइब करना है या अनियन की बात करनी है और आपको याद नहीं आ रहा कि अनियन को इंग्लिश में बोलते क्या हैं, प्याज को इंग्लिश में क्या बोलते हैं. सो in that particular case, in that particular scenario, what you are going to do is you are simply going to describe onion, कि अनियन होता कैसा है. ठीक है? How you can do this? You can say something like this. So we use this particular vegetable in most Indian cuisines, and it is violet in color and it makes our eyes tear, and it also comes in the shape of a bulb. So the examiner will know exactly that you are talking about onion. So this is how you can deal with this particular case, this particular problem where you are not able to find that perfect word, right? Moving on to the case 2. So case 2 is when you are speaking really well and you run out of ideas all of a sudden. You run out of ideas and now you don't know what to speak. सब कुछ बिल्कुल सही जा रहा था, आप बिल्कुल ठीक बोल रहे थे किसी पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक के बारे में, बट अब आपको और कुछ सूझ नहीं रहा. So what you can do in this particular scenario? Well, you can simply start talking about something very similar, something related by making use of a connector. But do keep in mind to use a connector which clearly differentiates the two ideas. ये ऐसा कनेक्टर होना चाहिए जो एक क्लियर डिस्टिंक्शन लाके दे आपके पहले आइडिया में और अब जो आप आइडिया अब बोल रहे हो उसमें, right? So if this happens in your introductory or your follow-ups question, like examiner might ask you a question related to movie star, which is your favorite movie star, right? And you can start by saying that Salman Khan is my favorite movie star. At this point, you forget everything about Salman Khan. You are not able to come up with anything related to Salman Khan. So what you can simply do is you can say something like this. But lately, Vicky Kaushal is coming out with a lot of impressive movie and he is doing a really great acting in several movies like Sardar Udham Singh, right? You can finish this answer by saying something like that. Now, if this happens in your cue card, you are going to follow the exact same strategy that I just talked about, that I just described. Let's say examiner asked you to describe a journey that you did with your family to your favorite historical monument. This monument that you are going to describe happens to be Qutub Minar, right? You start to speak about Qutub Minar, and all of a sudden you are out of ideas. You no longer have any ideas to talk about Qutub Minar. So you can simply switch to Taj Mahal. You can start by making use of a connector like other monument I visited happens to be Taj Mahal. I visited Taj Mahal along with my family in this and this month, and I witnessed different things over there. I read about the history of Taj Mahal and I came to know that it was constructed by Shah Jahan in this and this year by importing building materials from all over the world. And it attracts millions of tourists every single year from all over the world. And by speaking something like that, you can finish the cue card and get out of trouble. So now that you know how to deal with this problem in cue card as well as introductory questions as well as follow-ups, let's move to the case 3. So case 3 is when you have no idea, you know nothing about the topic the examiner has provided, you know nothing about the question the examiner has provided you. Right? जमी बेड़ा गर्क हो गया, जमी फिट्टे मुंह होगी, कुछ नहीं होता तेनू ते की करिए इस केस दे विच, right? So you might find yourself in a situation like this in your introductory question or cue card, and in this particular case I am going to talk about strategy that is different for cue card and your introductory or follow-up question. So pay attention. So if you have this problem in your introductory or follow-up questions where examiner asks you about a question, let's say books, right? Tell me something about your favorite book. And you are someone who has never read any book other than your textbook in school. You are not a books fan. So how do you answer a question like that? You can simply start by saying that I am not into books. Well, I'm not into books. Into means कि मैं interested नहीं हूँ books में, right? You can answer this question in a way I am going to describe. Well, I'm not into books, and whenever I want to learn something new, I simply refer to video lectures on YouTube. Sounds good? Great. Now, what if you face this particular problem of no ideas in your cue card? Now, what to do if this happens in your cue card? You find yourself in a situation where examiner provides you with a topic about which you know nothing. Well, you can simply use a strategy that I use myself, which was provided to me by my teacher, and it's known as 5 W's and 1 H. Now here 5 W's stand for 5 W questions and 1 H stands for 1 H question. And these 5 W questions are what, when, where, why, who and with whom, and the 1 H question is how. And around these questions you can weave or create a story. Now let's just take for example the cue card called natural calamity. I've chosen this cue card because it's seen in the exam multiple times recently. Now by natural calamity we mean प्राकृतिक आपदा. प्राकृतिक आपदा जैसे कि फ्लडिंग, बाढ़ आ जाना. तो अब बाढ़ के बारे में आप इन क्वेश्चंस का यूज करके एक स्टोरी क्रिएट करोगे. व्हाट, बाढ़ क्या होती है, फ्लड क्या होती है. Flood or flooding simply means when there is excessive water and it's not drained out, and because of which the land gets submerged. पानी में डूब जाती है जमीन, पानी की निकासी नहीं हो पाती है. When does this happen? Flooding कब होती है? When there is excessive rainfall or a dam breaks open, or there could be flooding due to a river, right? Where it happens? It usually happens in places that are near to a major river like Ganga or Brahmaputra. So you can talk about it. Why does this happen? Well, each one of us know that this happens due to climate change, global warming. Or another reason could be deforestation or illegal and excessive mining of river beds. Right? And who and with whom question is irrelevant for as far as this topic is concerned. So we are going to switch to how. How को हम कैसे आंसर करेंगे? How simply stands for how we are going to deal with this situation of flooding. What government can do. Government can simply come out with strict rules to fight illegal or excessive mining. Citizens like us, we can plant more trees so that trees can help fight the climate change. Well, there are plenty of other things that you can find out about from the internet. So, with all this being said, let's move to the final section of this video. You can use all these strategies in your IELTS exam, provided you have nothing to speak there. But the best strategy would be to practice as much as you can, because that is the thing that is going to help you to achieve your desired band score. If you find this video helpful, please make sure to share this video with your friends who might be in need of such content. So this is all from my side as far as this video is concerned. And with that being said, let's just wind up this video. This is your host Arshdeep Singh signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.